Hello everyone. Welcome to Lorenzo Data Solutions. My name is Anipe Abraham, SAP SuccessFactors consultant and corporate trainer. So before I continue to say anything in this short video, I would like to inform you again, it's my own opinion or my own view, and it doesn't represent anyone. So in this short video, I'd like to explain about the latest release updates for a time management H2 2023. And I have already posted a lot of updates relates to the time management on my website. So I'd like to explain about those functionalities. So our watching this video will help you to understand. So the release schedule for time management, the preview release October 20th, 2023. The production release November 17th, 2023. And I have included this particular blog, a lot of updates which are very effective and useful and very powerful, we can say. So the first update I want to explain is about assignable time management alerts. So on admin alerts, earlier what happens, right? It was not possible to categorize the time management related alerts. But from this release, all the time management alerts you can assign by including the categories. Like you can import the timesheets or you can recalculate the timesheets. So what happens when you categorize the alerts relates to the time management? It is easier to distribute the work to the person who is responsible, who needs to solve these issues, right? So this is one functionality. Those are working on the timesheet or maybe a time management on admin alerts, you will find one additional section on this particular area. You can see here, which is highlighted. So which helps you to categorize your timesheets, your recalculate timesheets. It helps you to distribute the work to the people who are responsible. This is the latest, the screen, how it looks like. But whereas if you look at the before this release, you don't see that particular functionality available. So, but in the latest, you see that. So this is one enhancement. Those working on this admin alerts, you can it helps you to categorize the functionalities. Okay, and these are the some of the technical details. This functionality relates to only the timesheet. Okay, next, the second update is the comments in a temporary time information. It is now possible for a reportable using the story reports. So that means the story reports allows you even to provide the data what is provided in the comments field. Like for example, there is a comments field in the temporary time information. So these comments, whatever is provided in the temporary information, you can generate as a report using the story reports. So sometimes maybe it helps you to provide one thing is SAP made this enhancement. It is as for a customer's enhancement request. So if you want to include the comments field in the story report, then you should first enable the permissions in RBP, like a report permissions, create a story report permission. Then when you generate, and you can include the comments field, and whatever the comment is provided in the temporary time information area will be included, and you can generate the reports. Now it is absolutely possible. So here are the few of the technical details, and this feature is mostly useful for time off and story reports, because The temporary time information is the one that you are going to record as an individual employee, right? And whatever the comments that you are going to provide, earlier it was not possible for to generate the reports. Now it is possible. So this is very specific to the time of functionality. The next update is another very interesting functionality, that is enhancement for your absence counting rule with a day-based processing in time management. This particular counting rule allows you to override your default planned working hours that is going to be derived from your employees work schedule or employees temporary time information, or maybe your holiday calendar even, and then holiday working pattern. So you are going to use this counting rule to set the deduction of the quantity, or maybe specific days like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or shift classifications, or maybe holiday calendars, so holiday categories, or standard weekly hours. Remember, absence counting rule works based on day-based functionality, not hourly based. I'll give an example here, which is provided here. See, SAP recommends you to use the absence counting configuration to restrict the number of absence days using the rule processing. Here is an example for you. Employees' work schedule is defined as a 5 days working week, like a Monday to Friday, 8 hours. And whereas Saturday as a 4 hours, you are going to work like a half day. Suppose if employee is requesting a leave, that includes a Saturday, but you are already working Saturday like half day, na? So that half day should be deducted for a Saturday, and then it becomes one day. It should be deducted as from other weekdays. So how do you configure it? Here is an absence counting configuration, and you are going to include that count absence counting weekdays. And here you can see at the bottom, do you want to include which days to be counted as absence counting? I don't want to include Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but I want to include absence counting only for Saturday. But Saturday you are already working half day. So now in the absence counting rule, what you are going to say, if absence counting rule parameters dot weekday is equal to Saturday, then absence counting rule parameters dot deduction factor 0.5, 0.5 is included. So what happens? The employee requests the leave that includes Saturday, then 0.5 days should be deducted for Saturday, and the remaining other days should be counted as a one day as a deduction for other days. Why? Because we have included as a no, it's not included for a deduction other than Saturday. So this is one of the new enhancement. This enhancement, you first create a new configuration called absence counting configuration and assign it to the time type. And this configuration, absence counting rule, it is going to work as per your business requirement. And it is completely RBP based functionality. So that's one thing that helps you to add more enhancement with regarding the absence counting rule, the days that you wanted to deduct, as for your criteria. Next, enhancement to time management configuration search. I don't know how many of you use this functionality, but this is very powerful feature if you ask me. Why? Because, for example, there is a time profile. For how many employees are there for one particular time profile? Which employees are there? We are not sure. With the help of the time management configuration search, it helps you to add more enhancement like your time types, time profile. But now this enhancement includes the latest H2 2023 release. It is also possible for you holiday calendar search options. That means using this particular option, it helps you to search for the holidays calendar, which is holiday calendar which is associated with the holiday calendar. Sorry, not a calendar, it's a category. In addition to that, SAP introduced a new additional filtering options like holiday work pattern, time recording submission configuration, time recording calendar. So using these enhancements helps you to more filtering so that you get the right the results based on the time management configuration search you are using. So it is a new enhancement, but this is not a new functionality. It's already existing, and there are a lot of other features also supports for your time type, time profile, and a lot of other things. And you can enable it. For example, this is how it looks like. You can select your holiday like category, like a full day, then which days are there under that criteria. Half day, which criteria. You can filter it, and this is one of the functionality that helps you to filter with a more enhancement. And one more thing is you can also search the employees that are assigned to a specific holiday work pattern of the effective start date mentioned for the job record. So here is an example, time recording submission, and as of today's date, and you can see the details. Okay, so it's a very interesting feature. It's not a new thing, but as I said, we have been using it for a lot of other functionalities, and where it helps you work more effective instead of searching here and there. This is one of the enhancement. Next one is permission changes for your absence creation. There are certain permissions you no longer require when you create absences. For example, we have in the time profile, you have available time type objects, or time type object permission to create absences on your web browsers or mobile. That means only permissions you still require to create absence in the employee time object permissions. For example, look at this, in the current version, an absence can be created without even the available time types, time permissions, both on mobile and web. And you can see the absence can be created. Here you can see. But in the previous version, the time types permissions was required to create absences. You can see. You don't see it actually unless you grant the permissions. But now it is not required actually. That's one of the enhancement you can see in the latest version. And we have other things also, like a time forms for employee self-services. So using this, you can generate forms using the template based the time management data what is stored in the system. But if you want to use this scenario, first you need to generate and preview the template, and first you need to go and download the forms in a PDF format and etc. But what things we need to enable this? We need to enable the time management, generate time management forms for users to experience it, and you also have a permission to access generate time generate time forms in the people profile. So once you include it, and in the time management link you will find these links visible. And what happens after enabling it? So you will find this link when you generate it, and whatever the time data that is stored for a particular employee will be visible like this. And you can with a PDF attachment, with HTML message, you can download that particular file. That's one of the interesting functionality you see from this latest release available. But if you want to use it, please make sure the permissions are enabled. Why? Because This is your, you know, it's only restricted availability. But if you want to use this feature, you need to contact product support so that based on that, this particular feature is available. Okay, right. Next, including the time forms generation. Now, from this H2 2023 release, it is now possible to generate the forms using the template-based time management, the data what is stored in the system. Very similar to the previous one, like a time forms for email, the time form filtering, time form configurations. So it's very similar to the previous one. You can see here, it is for your administrator. For the previous one was the employee self-services. You can see the example here. Here you can see in the administrator workbench, time management workbench, you can see on the right side, time forms, and you can generate the forms based on the time data, what is stored in the system for the particular employee. This is very specific to the time of functionality, not for a timesheet. Next, one more functionality is time types are filterable now. See, this is very interesting functionality actually. It is filterable based on the gender selected. For example, let us say maternity leave. See, maternity leave is available for the even the gender male also. Even if you just go and check it, you can see it in the system. But from this latest one, you can filter the time type available based on the gender. For example, you can see at the bottom, in the current version, the time types are available and can be restricted based on the gender selected. What I want to tell you, when you create a time type, let us say maternity leave, please make sure that you have an option to select a filterable option. You can select a maternity leave for a gender female, paternity leave for a gender male, so that when any time type that is assigned into the time profile and assigned to the employee, so those time types are filterable and usable according to the gender, so that for a female, whatever the times are applicable for them, they can view it. For example, here you can see maternity. It is only visible for a gender if it is a female. Vacation is for everyone, right? So you don't need to set the gender filtering option actually. So this is also one of the enhancement for the existing functionality. So please, all these are very interesting features in the H2 2023 we have. The last one is a time profile is effectively dated and it is universal now. So you don't need to again go to the upgrade center to update this effective. It is universal from H2 2023 release, and the time profiles are automatically enhanced and updated to the time profile, and there is no longer require anyone's interference here because it is universal. It is not admin opt-in. So what is exactly this feature is going to work like? See, whatever the changes you are going to make over a period of time, maybe the past, the present, or the future dates, the system is going to store the historical records between the dates, but the changes are going to be effective whatever you are going to update in the system for the time profile. So if you are going to remove some of the time types that you no longer require from this particular specified date, and those time types are not going to be visible for employee to use it. But whatever the data that is already there for all the time types in the past, they still exist in the past date. But in the present date, all the available time types, you can make it available so that those are only available for employee to experience and use it in the system. You don't need to delete anything. They are already there in the system in the past date, not in the present date. So, and I'm sure whatever I have explained in this particular release, I'm sure very interesting functionalities we have here, and those who are working are aware about the time of functionalities. I'm sure they understand whatever I have explained here. And thank you so much for watching this video. See you all again the next time with a new topic. Bye everyone. Thank you.